Hello and welcome back to Shakhtar to Glory, episode 41. Here we are in season 3. So this is the follow-up to, this is Wednesday, so following Monday's episode where we had the Charity Shield. We had a lot of transfer stuff, a lot of kind of save admin really that's happened since the end of last season. I mean, we didn't even finish the end of last season really. We sort of skipped after the Champions League semi-final disappointment against FC Porto. But we're jumping into season 3 here now, going to have another good go at it. We weren't sure at the end of it where we were going to come back. I have come back to the Dynamo Kiev game. A, it's Dynamo Kiev. B, you can see they've got 2 games in hand on us, but well, 1 game on hand on us, 2 on Shakhtar Donetsk, and they're right on our coattails. Only 4 games in for us, but they're right there. But also the Champions League, the draw for the group stage is about 2 or 3 days after this game, so I thought it made sense just to come back for that. Shakhtar Donetsk probably could have been one that I came back for, being that they're second, but they probably weren't at that stage. When we, as you can see, top right, we did beat them, but we'll go through the games that we've played shortly. Last video I did mention we were going to look through the team and stuff, and I showed the under-21s. I didn't show the under-19s. We'll have a quick look there. Most of the good ones are out on loan. There's a couple that are ready to go. There's a few good prospects in there. Mostly that we've signed, not so much come through the team. We've got this Finino guy here. He did actually come up into the first team for one of the games that we've played already, and he got injured just before the game. He's not amazing, but he would have done a decent job. But he's a Brazilian that's come through our youth academy. He could develop into something decent with a bit of work. He's only 16 still, of course. I assume he's got dual citizenship. He has, so be interesting to see how what goes there. I think I've worked out on the last episode why a lot of the transfers weren't showing. I think because a lot of them were moved to under-21s and under-19s, perhaps. I'm not too sure if that played a part. I'm pretty sure this Mergi guy who we've just loaned out, I'm pretty sure he's only just come in. Yeah, he's come in from S Tunis in Tunisia. He's gone to Illich, not having the best start, but I think with a bit of game time, again, he looks like he could have a bit of potential about him. He's only 19. Cost us 150k, he's already worth 1.5 million, so there's some potential there. He's not capped for Tunisia, but I'm sure it will only be a matter of time if he's playing regularly in this division. It's a good enough division for him to get some games for his country, I would imagine. Just trying to see if there's anyone else there that sticks out. Who was new. I think he was on loan last year. We'll probably go through a little bit at the end of the season, or maybe some point through, and just have a look how the loans are getting on, and you know how these other teams are getting on, who might progress into it, and at the expense of who. Because obviously, as some of our players get a little bit older, particularly looking at the defence, we're going to have to try and bring some up. But we need to keep a bit homegrown in that team, just to keep it balanced for the Champions League registration. Assuming, of course, we don't win it this year, but we're going all out to try and win it again this year. Progress every year. We got to the second round first year. We've got to the semi-final last year. The next step, at least this year, has to be looking at least getting to the final, but ideally, obviously, getting that objective and winning the Champions League overall. Down the bottom right, you can see overall balance, £66 million. We've still got that there in the balance, and we've got 76 in the transfer budget. We've only spent about $1 million, I think, with our net money this year. We haven't bought anyone big like we touched on last episode. There's a couple of deals there, but I think we also sold some good some money, got some good money in sales as well, so it kind of balanced it out. So we'll go over into the schedule, see how we've got on this season. So obviously we won the Kubok Ukraini, the first game of the Charity Shield or Community Shield, whatever you want to call it, equivalent against Desna. We went 1-0 down against the run of play, but we rallied up. A few subs making a difference. I think it was Rodrigo with a double, wasn't it? Off the bench there. It was indeed. I think he was off the bench. He was. Come off the bench, got 2 goals and won us the game. We then went to... So after that, we didn't play amazingly. We didn't play badly, but we weren't... The goals weren't as free-flowing as they were perhaps last season. So I was a little bit concerned that maybe this year we'd been worked out perhaps, or, you know, even... like we just weren't going to have quite a clear-cut season. But this happened last year as well. We didn't get off to a flying start, and the group stage was a little bit ropey, but we picked it up, and obviously we got to semi-finals and we went invincible. So if we can go somewhere along that route again in the league, invincible, that'd be amazing. I don't expect it to happen 2 years in a row. I expect one team at least somewhere especially if the fixtures are a bit cruel around the Champions League. We have to rest a few, could creep up on us, and I'm going to put it out there now. Despite the fact we've played them already and have beaten them, Zoya could prove to be that, because they have been so hard to beat despite some of the scores we have put against them. They haven't got Viash Boas anymore though. They did sack him in the summer, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they've got Kovalets now, I think he's an ex-Kiev player, one of the old CM games I seem to remember. I think was he a left back? He was Kiev, yeah, in the 90s, and I don't remember it being that early, but I don't remember him playing for any of those when I was playing the LCMs. Maybe, I'm not too sure. But not till we're here talking about Zoya. So yeah, well, we will be in a minute because we played them. But Arsenal Kiev, 4-0 win. We were actually on fire in this game, to be fair. First team out, Paulinho with the goal, the opener. Viseu got on the score sheet, Romero and Leo Santos getting his first goal. Not much to say that really. Obviously 26 shots, 10 on target. They had 2 and 1. Surprised they didn't score that, but luckily enough we kept the clean sheet, luckily enough we kept the clean sheet there, and we didn't make any subs. I think this was I played this on the back of the last episode, so I was still at work, so I think I got distracted with the phone and forgot to pause, or thought I paused, and it just ran and we missed it, but we won the game, so that's all that mattered. I think that pretty much sums up the next couple of games. I think I played them all on the back of that, possibly 1 or 2 that evening. But Zoya, we were away 3-1. They made it very, like I say, they made it very difficult for us, and they've been a difficult team we faced. Last year they seemed quite difficult. We got the opener early on through Butko. Baratki got a goal, and just after half time, 2 goals, one either side of half time. Baratki before, Viseu just after. That Yuri bloke, who we did actually look at as a potential signing, got their goal and got a goal for them back. He's doing alright. He's got 3 goals in 3. He had quite a good season last season. He tailed off a little bit, I think, but he's not better than what we've got. He's 20. He's older and not as good. So for the money he's sort of commanding there, he's not better than what we've got. So we'll stick. We won't bother sticking a bid in with him, even if it means weakening Zoya perhaps a little bit. But that's not what we're about. We want Zoya. I think they must be in the Europa League this year. Let's have a look. Oh no, I don't think. Yes, they are. They're in the qualifiers at the moment, and they're beating Baratki's old team currently 2-1 on away goals there. So yeah, they're in a strong position for the second leg at home, so they should be going through. They knocked out Vålerenga of Norway already. We'll have a look at we'll see how Dynamo Kiev are they, because they should be in the Champions League. I'm pretty sure they're in the Europa League qualifiers as well. Rio Ave of Portugal, they're beating so far. They knocked out Charleroi of, I think, Belgium, is it? Yeah. So I thought we had 2 teams in the Champions League this year. But then I did see the qualifiers, which actually, I don't know why I didn't pick up on it. I was looking at the qualifiers because they've been happening around a couple of these games, and I didn't see a Ukrainian team in there. So I'm not sure what that news story was sort of at the end of last season and the early part of this season. It's a little bit confusing, but maybe it was an extra qualifying round in Europa League, but I'm certain it was the Champions League. So yeah, that was Zoya game. We then followed up with a 3-0 win against Shakhtar, who as we've seen, our second. Romero with 2, one very late on with a penalty. No, he got the early one on with a penalty. The late one was just very deep into injury time. We look at the attendance, only 31,000. We're back at home. We've got a 50-odd thousand seat attendance, but we're not going to obviously fill it, I guess, in these league games. It's going to be the Champions League games where we hope to, really get the crowd and the stadium buzz in, and the crowd, the stadium jump in, and really intimidate the opposition teams. Shakhtar Donetsk isn't something we're going to do. Our players will do that more than capably. But yeah, Viseu got sent off quite late on. Oh no, it was just before half time, in fact, and I think it was only 1-0 at the time. Yes, we managed to get 2 goals with 10 men, but they, like I say, they didn't trouble us at all. Again, 2 shots, none on target for the team that's currently sitting second. That kind of gives you an example of what this division's like. Leo Santos did get injured. I think he's back. He's not out too long, I think, but that's the injury when I had to bring Fininho, the young kid, up, but then he got injured, so I think we ended up just playing one of the the main players anyway. Then we did play Desna again, very tight game. I think they've just got promoted, but they managed to sort of hold, again, shots on target, not great for them. Our position isn't great, but we've touched on it before many times. That's not what we're about. We had a bit of a rejig in the play in the team, the players we were using in this game. So we had gave a few players a bit of a run out. Ordets was the player who still played, and Rakitsky, who got sent off. But everyone else there was making their first start of the season pretty much, or their first start in general. Malinovsky is key to see there, played his first game for us, and he got man of the match. So, and an assist, and I think I remember it was a really cracking ball from about the halfway line, which set through. Well, it was obviously Paulinho because he got the only goal of the game. But yeah, pretty standard victory there. So we come back today and we're at with that Desna game, like I say, they pegged us down really well. We struggled to get going. The rotation probably didn't help because it's a completely new squad, but they were bottom of the table at the time. But we got the win. They gave us 2 good games this season, so hopefully it doesn't matter to me too much what they do, but if they play against us against everyone else that they play against us, I don't see them having too much of a problem. They are still bottom, no points, but we saw that with Stow last season, that they sort of semi-recovered and then went down, but no one's really getting away from them too much at the moment. There's a lot of teams sort of, it's early days, and they sort of 3, 4, 5, depending on what team you're looking at, games played, so there's still plenty of time for that to change. Hopefully they can do a few favours against someone like Kiev or something like that. But we will jump into the Kiev game. The team should be set up, I hope. It is. So we're going with Vizeo, Romero and Boracchi up front, the dream three really. Fred and Matias Fernandez in the middle. Fred, interestingly, is attracting heavy interest from Napoli. I've managed to negotiate them. I wanted 30 million. I was saying I want 30. They kept saying no. Eventually they come back and said yes, but I still declined it. But he seems happy as long as we win silverware. Guaranteed him that. We can at least guarantee the league and hopefully the cup. We've got the charity shield already as well. Leo and Butko on the wings, and Kvitsov, Ischenko in the middle because Rakitsky is suspended, and Ordets there, and Pietov back in goal. Very quickly, I am going to quickly touch on a few transfers because I think there has been a few more, mostly outs, I think, but mostly on loans. No one in is new there, I don't believe. Possibly it's a Morocco, but he's gone straight on loan to Ilichevets. Another winger. I thought maybe we could have him some backup on the right hand side, but I think we're adequately stocked in that department. I think we still got. Have we still got, what's his face, the Georgian bloke, or did we sell him? I think we've still got him. But Marlon Freitas has gone out on loan. I don't know if we mentioned Sabol last time. He's gone to Torino since. There's a few clubs in for him. We've got 2 other good left backs. One of them's probably the other one's slightly better. Raul Cortez, I think the young attacking midfielder, he's gone on loan since he's at Olympic Donetsk. Hasn't played yet, but he looks pretty good. In our under-21s, he's got 11 goals in 4 games. So it did cross my mind to maybe pop him up to the first team, but no, we're going to persevere and get him on loan, get him real game time, not a little bit of limited time that he'll get with us. But we'll jump into the game. There's another loan, I think Coffee, who come in from, or Kouafi, what his name is, Kwasi, who came in from ASEC. He's gone on loan again, I think in our division, possibly outside. Not too sure, I can't remember, but we'll see how he goes. But like I say, we'll do probably a recap on those loans at some point. It might make a bit of interesting reading just to see how the development's going on. We'll come back when this slow screen decides to pop up. There we go, finally popped up. Wasn't all bad because I'm watching the Champions League highlights in the background, so I was just watching a bit of the highlights of the Man City Liverpool game, Champions League, and it sort of switched over into the Barcelona game as well, the Roma game. Obviously I'm about a week behind real life at the moment, so I'm filming this last week and it's out now, so I'll try and keep ahead as much as I can. So I'm getting distracted, I'm still watching it in the background. We'll let the assistant do that. We'll send the assistant, but all focus on this game now. Shakhtar is my main focus here, and we have an early chance to get the ball in the box, but the keeper does well. Again, I think the managers for Kiev is still the same as last year, and if he can improve the playing personnel, which I think he has done this year, I think he's spent a bit. He's still playing that sort of shape against us. Oh, Romero's broken through. He does what he does best. Can he square it? Vizayo's there, and he pops it away. Those two just linking up again. One shot, one goal. That's what we do. He just pesters the centre-back. The other centre-back's got no chance of getting back there. He's still got a lot of work to do. Gets to the byline. We're still outnumbered there, but Vizayo rises and just smashing that back in it. Just rises like a salmon. I don't know what I'm saying. It's very late and I'm very tired. And I've just been preparing for my interview all evening, and I've finally got a chance to get on some FM. I should hopefully have a bit more time tomorrow to get maybe a few more episodes done. Hopefully I have a bit of time after the interview, and I think I've got the house to myself for a little bit, so we'll try and crack on a bit ahead, and I can maybe get some other bits done later in the week, possibly some Fortnite, something like that, and over the weekend. But Butko seems to be carrying a bit of an injury. He's on the ball here. Barakye, Vizayo, and it's 2 for Vizayo, and it's the other striker lining this one up, Barakye. And we're in a very comfortable position now. We shouldn't be surrendering this lead. We should be seeing this out. We may even think about getting Butko off pretty soon if we've got someone on the bench that can play. I think we have. Alexandria have turned up to second position in the league. I'm not sure if that's just on because they played more games or what. I'm not too sure. It's us again coming forward, and Kvitsov turns it away at his second go. No, Ischenko gets it. Kvitsov has the first go. It seems to come off, I think it's possibly the goalkeeper, and straight back to Ischenko, and he's just there to tuck it in. And probably the easiest goal he'll score in he's off the post, in fact. And that's the easiest goal he will ever score in his career. So we are looking dominant against a very strong Kiev team. Be interesting to see what they've done in the market, actually. See how well they've strengthened. I think they did lose a big name as well, but there's a few players on the bench who were starters last year. I think that D. Gonzalez is that winger, and they got Junior Murray as the striker, who was their main guy last year, I think. I didn't follow them that much. Let the assistant do it again. He seemed to do well at the first start of the game, so we'll let him carry on. It's just the end of the game he doesn't seem to like telling them anything. Ooh, and it could have been a penalty there, but we clear it away. And we're actually being beaten in yellow cards by Kiev. They played a much dirtier game than us today, which isn't something that happens very often. Oh, and they get a chance, but Piatov saves very well. Straight at him, really, let's be honest. 55 minutes on the clock. We might start thinking about making some changes soon and get... Obviously, Junior Murray's come on for Besedin. I don't think Besedin's a bad player, but Murray, I think, was the main guy last year. They're still playing that 3-5-2-1 with real lack of support to the front man. But it's time for us to make some changes. Butko is very much struggling now. Have we got right back on the bench? Yeah, we have. We got I'm just going to say Lukacevic because I'm probably wrong with that, but well, tough. Matvienko is the left back, isn't he? Yes. Who else needs a little breather out there? Yeah, I think Leo does. So we'll bring on Matvienko, and Barakye seems to be carrying a little knock there, so we'll bring Rodrigo in. Played well in the first game. Romero's not had the best game today. He did get an assist, possibly two. No, he just the one assist, I think. But they do have a chance. Gonzalez is on the pitch now. We mentioned him a moment ago. Matvienko clears. That's a good first touch, but Fred can't free it. Yeah, the £30 million for Fred deal, it was interesting because I was thinking, it's a lot of money, but at the moment we got plenty of money in the kitty as Vizayo scores his hat-trick. We've got plenty of money in the kitty already, and we can't really attract anyone with it. There's no one better than what we've got, and I'm certainly not going to get anyone better than Fred in. So the 30 million is needless, plus he's a pivotal player in the dynamics and the squad, so selling him would probably upset most of the team. Plus that he gets us ticking, he keeps us ticking over. He doesn't score a million goals, he doesn't really get the killer assists that many times, but he just is involved in so much that selling him would just be silly. I think we may be able to do something, a player that maybe fits what we do a bit better, but as a name, we're not going to attract anyone. And a lot of young players I'm seeing don't want to come to us either because they're concerned about the infrastructure, etc. of Ukraine and the standard of the league. We missed out on a really promising defender from Barcelona. He wasn't wanted by them. He was transfer listed. I don't think it was because they didn't want him. I think at that point he was transfer listed for other reasons. But we went in for him. Wasn't interested in him. I think he ended up going to Sociedad or something. Chance to play in Champions League against Sociedad. But he obviously didn't want to leave Spain or just didn't fancy living in the Ukraine. And that semi-final didn't really help that. So yeah, it's a strange one. So what we'll do, you see that on the Thursday, Sunday now, Lamar's going to Man City by the looks of it for a lot of money. We'll come back for the draw in 4 days, so bear with me one moment. We are seeded second, which I think is an improvement on last year. I think we were third. We were behind Porto and Dortmund, I seem to recall. I may be wrong on that. No, let me know in the comments if you remember or watched that video. Probably not. I certainly don't remember. I'm sure we were third. Yeah, we must have been because, well, unless they've dropped, but Dortmund are in that pot as well now. Where are Porto? Porto. Who did win the Champions League last year? I never actually ended up looking. Let's have a quick look. He's getting distracted here. Man United beat them 1-0. Who scored the goal? Mata. That now rings a bell. Very early on, yeah. And they got us sending off. And what I did, actually, before we go into the draw, that's what mainly we're here for. I did mention we were going to look at the staff last time. There's a couple of coaches that were quite interesting. We've got Martin Di Michaelis in there. Obviously, he played for Man City. I think he played for Deportivo. A few other... Deportivo, a few other... he played for Bayern Munich. He was amazing. One of my Bayern Munich saves. I think back on FM11, he was incredible. Thiago Leal, vaguely remember him. Now the coach I'm thinking of must be in the under-21s team. Zlatan Ibrahimovic. We snapped him up a little while ago. He's still learning his trade, but he's not a bad little coach there actually. Personality, perfectionist, of course. He's a decent coach for the under-19s. I don't know what happened to his career. Did he finish at Man United? He did. Didn't end on the greatest. Obviously slightly different to real life, where he's now gone to, I think, LA Galaxy. Just scored an amazing goal recently, didn't he? But we'll get back into the draw. We don't need to talk any more about staff. I should have a little quick look at that really before I brought it up to see where he was. But we've got a few ex-players in there who are quite good. We're trying to do that where we can, but again, not many want to come to us. So, not many good ones, put it that way. So we'll get the first seeds out of the way. CSK Moscow were a first seed. Okay. Interesting. Porto in Group H. I'd probably want CSK Moscow out of all that, but a little bit of revenge on Porto wouldn't go amiss. I could do without PSG again because they are the bane of my life and I'm just fed up playing them. And I've obviously played Porto 4 times last season as well, so something a bit different would be nice. So we'll do the second season. Juve, Chelsea, Real Madrid, United. This is the one we want. This is the one we want. Dortmund, get it. This is the one we don't want. Ooh, FC Barcelona against PSG. That's a crazy game. Now, out of these 4, we want something different to avoid Porto, but they are the easiest of those 4 there, I'd say. Although they technically did get to the final last year, and they were a crazy team. So we get Atletico Madrid. How have they done in recent times? Let's have a look at the La Liga. Should have done this at the end, really, when we know everyone's who's in our team, but they're winning. They've won their first game so far this season. They won the title last year by 11 points. I think we did look at it, or I think I did look at it. Only lost 1 game. Wow. What a team to draw. What a team to draw. And Porto, Liverpool and Bayern, Sevilla make up the other group. Group G and H. So third seeds. Who are we looking for in here? Monaco, Leverkusen, Ajax, Basel, Benfica, Lazio, Anderlecht, Internazionale, or Inter Milan. Ajax would be interesting, but I'm probably thinking Basel or Anderlecht. Anderlecht would be the ideal, I think. That goes that idea. They would have been ideal as well, because we've got a few players I think we snapped up from them. A few Ukrainians have played in Belgium, so would have added an extra dimension to it, but not to be. Benfica are gone. Ajax are gone. So now we're probably looking at FC Basel. Leverkusen come out. And there goes Basel. So we're looking at Monaco, Inter Milan and Lazio. What a great choice, eh? What a great choice. Inter. Wow, what a group this is turning. I'd say already this is looking tougher than last year. What a group we've been given. Fourth seed, Krasnodar gone. Who are Milan are in this one. Olympiacos, Fenerbahce. Oh, man. Probably Hertha Berlin are back in the big time. We're probably looking at Slavia Prague or Rapid Vienna. I'd say. Slavia Prague are gone. Olympiacos, Milan at least out of the way. There goes. Okay, so we're probably looking, to be honest, it's a tough one. Probably not the German team, I'd say. Fenerbahce, probably Galatasaray maybe would have been slightly easier out of the two. But it is what it is. So, I mean, look at that group. That is not a nice group. Who is the worst? Well, let's just draw the last two teams. Who has got the worst group there? Group A got two tough ones, obviously, but the other two are pretty okay. Same with this. That's a pretty okay group. CSK Moscow showing us third. They were the first seed, weren't they? Strange. Barca. Oh, that's a tough group. That's tougher than it reads. That's pretty easy, really, for the top two. They should go through. Yeah, ours is looking. Group H is looking pretty tough. I'd say ours is the grimmest group there, isn't it? Really. So what we'll do, we'll come back. Possibly for the first group game. When is that? It hasn't been drawn yet. Let's just skip forward. So we've gone forward a day. All the press are saying how we're going to be very lucky to get much out of this group and the toughest group. So they concur with me. Not surprisingly, considering some of the other groups. There's some tough ones, but most of them have got two teams that you'd expect to win the group. This group is really tough to call. And obviously, we put the cat amongst the pigeons with that as well, because we're a semi-finalist now. We've got through the group stage both times, both seasons I've been in charge. But Inter are currently top of the Serie A. They finished second last year. Obviously, Atletico Madrid won the league by a country mile last year. They're up there this year already. Fenerbahce haven't got that league loaded, so we don't know too much. But it's never an easy place. Turkey, never an easy place to go to. So, they're not going to be the given points in this group. But what we'll do, we'll play Vorskla and Carpati offline, and we will come back. We'll play that away game against Inter Milan at the San Siro. Giuseppe Meazza, technically really called, but we'll come back for that. And I think the way it's all setting up at the moment, we will come back for every Champions League game. So we'll play Inter, we'll play the next two offline, and same another two games offline. Yeah, and then with a bit of a break, we maybe do the Zoya game before the second Atletico Madrid. We'll see. We'll see how the league's faring up and how it's shaping up. But yeah, I think we're back for the Inter game next game. That's on the 18th September. We've got a couple of games to play. Hopefully we can win both of those, keep our run of form going. Butko hopefully will be back by injury, though possibly not. And Baratke's out for a couple of days as well. He will be back, barring another injury in the meantime, and hopefully no more other injuries in the meantime. So until then, I will see you next time. Take it easy.